Montemoyo with ARP Indiana. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, sorry, you were still you weren't muted. We got
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of This Is In with Montemoyo and Addison Pollock. Addison is not with us, probably doing some great community work out there in Fort Wayne or Evansville, wherever you all sort of typically see him. I am excited to sort of be joined by my guest this morning, Nicole Young. She is with Freewheelin. I am really excited to talk about this subject. Because it's something that we love to talk about here on This Is In. We love to talk about livable communities. We love to talk about why it's important to get out there and enjoy public spaces and enjoy where you live. We know that we've all had a really, really tough year. And being outside was one of the places that we all could go with very little restrictions. So I'm really excited to talk about biking. And I'm also really excited to talk about Freewheelin because they are one of my favorite organizations here in Indianapolis. I really love what they do. I really love the work that they have. So really quickly, for ARP, it is really important that each and every one of us are able to age in place. And one of those things that afford us that opportunity is to be able to walk, bike, drive, and ride the bus around the community that we live in. And so I really am excited to be joined by Nicole Young from Freewheelin this morning to talk a little bit about Freewheelin and to talk obviously about biking, bike safety, and May, if for those of you who didn't know, is Bike Month. So you'll see a couple of things from us around Bike Month. And so this is our opportunity to talk a little bit about biking and freewheeling. So Nicole, welcome to This Is In. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk about biking.
No problem. Hey, so really quickly, could you give the folks the sort of Freewheelin story, the mission of the organization, and what you all do?
So Freewheelin is an organization started partially to get kids on bikes, but mostly to get kids on bikes and involve the community and kind of enmesh the community with the biking community because they unfortunately don't always overlap. So Freewheelin is really an effort on Nancy's behalf to get people biking safely, and get people biking in these really supportive, really uplifting environments, and making sure that they're biking safely. And, it's turns into a habit and eventually a lifestyle, which is kind of the goal. So Freewheelin right now, we typically focus on youth programs. So you can come in, get some basic bike knowledge and some basic bike mechanics. You get a free bike, and we are kind of hoping to send kids back into the world as better bikers and better bike mechanics, and hope that they spread their knowledge and their abilities onto the communities that they are part of.
That's amazing. So how can folks get plugged into Freewheelin if they are in the Indianapolis community?
So we have a really great website that has all of our information listed. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we post about events. We do like bike sales, and we have a fully functioning bike shop in the front of our facilities as well. You can get really familiar with bike mechanics and get some really basic fixes as well.
And you don't have to be a youth to take advantage of the bike shop, correct?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
We do have part of our program is we do employ a couple youth in the bike shop so they can come up and get some really firsthand knowledge with our really great bike mechanics. But no, the front shop, you are free to come in and during hours and get a really great demo of any possible fixes we might do.
Okay. So I know May is Bike Month, and so we want to talk a little bit about bike safety. So can you give us some tips, some bike safety tips that folks can utilize in their day to day? And then what after you get done with that, I really like for you to talk to like the beginner, like where do I start if I want to start riding a bike?
Yeah, of course. So there's a really quick 3-step safety check that I do before I start every ride. I always check my tires. Especially during the winter, tires can deflate really quickly. So it's always great to check your tires. Definitely check your chain. You can see if there's any grit or grime in it. And if need be, you can go take it to a bike shop and get it cleaned really quickly. And always check your brakes. It's incredibly important. It's much easier to have your brakes fail in a parking lot with a pretty low chance of anything happening, or your driveway, than having your brakes fail going down a hill. So always check your brakes, check your chain, and check your tires. If you have those 3 things, you can at least you can limp your way somewhere.
To Freewheelin, to the bike shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
As far as beginner tips go, I think the most important thing to start is just get comfortable on a bike. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to have a plan. You can just ride around your neighborhood. Once you get comfortable on a bike, then you can start reaching out to groups. But I think the most important thing and the easiest way and the least amount of judgment is just get comfortable on your bike. Figure out, do you like sitting in this position? Do you have like the right clothes to be on a bike for a couple minutes? That's the most important thing. Just get comfortable and get familiar. It's always the best place to start.
Good. Okay. What if I want to bring some friends along? Do you guys have any resources for me that I can use to sort of start maybe a club or a group of us riding together?
We definitely do. So we have it as part of our youth programs, but you can definitely come in and ask and reach out to me as the safety and outreach coordinator, and I will definitely give you some tips. The most important thing about that, I would definitely say, is helmets. Come up with a couple great hand signals so you can communicate with each other effectively. And if you're wanting to start in a group, maybe start somewhere that's a little low traffic as well.
Okay. Thank you. Obviously we most of us who are watching this are drivers as well. And so I don't want to forget that, sharing the road is important, especially with our friends who are cyclists. And so I guess my question is for you, if I'm driving, what should I make sure I'm aware of for cyclists and keeping them safe on the road?
Definitely be aware of where bike lanes are. Bike lanes most of the time are not actually protected, and you're just riding alongside traffic. So keep your head on a swivel and make sure that you can spot anybody. Bikers are pretty great and are kind of required to have reflective gear on or something that kind of lights up to let them know that they're nearby. But definitely keep your head on a swivel and keep yourself really aware of bike lanes. Bikers will always be to your right, so you'll never see a biker like riding in the left lane on the left side of you. So keep that spatial awareness and look for reflectors.
Yeah. So again, folks, we are really excited to be joined by Nicole Young from Freewheelin. It is an opportunity for us to talk about biking. I think the best thing she shared, especially for someone who is like myself, who is looking to sort of get out there as the weather gets warmer, get started. Maybe start in your driveway or start in your neighborhood so you're safe. And then check brakes, chain, and brakes, chain. I forgot the other one.
Tires.
Tires. That's right. Brakes, chain, brakes, chains, and tires. And then start small, but then definitely work your way up and get out there. And May being bike month is a really great time to get started. And so thank you, Nicole, for joining us. Again, give those folks the website again so that we can have it. I'll also have our producer Dan put it up as a banner so you guys can log on, visit Freewheeling, and figure out what you kind of how you can jump in and get started.
Sweet. So Freewheelin Bikes is the name of our website. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can definitely reach out, give us a call as well. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. No, that's okay. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Hey, look forward to a great May, a great bike month. Again, remember freewheeling.com, and then remember the 3 things that we learned today. Check your brakes, check your tires, and check your chains. But most importantly, get started and get out there. So thank you guys so much.